909-222-9293 for digital network advertising. One last time, digital network advertising, 909-222-9293.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
You just entered the Gotcha Zone. I line up to the start line and get ready to race with your host, Joe Britt. It's time for Gotcha Racing, live on KCAA 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines and get ready for an action-packed, fun-filled hour of everything a motorhead ever loved or lived. Gotcha Racing with Joe Britt. Welcome to Gotcha Racing. This is Joe Britt.
Woo, doggy. We are in the command center, and I tell you, it seemed like it's been a zillion, quadrillion years since I have been speaking one-on-one with my favorite group. Now, first of all, how you folks doing? This is Joe Britt coming to you live and direct from Studio B in Rialto, California. Going to you via the world, but via KCAA Radio, which is an affiliate of NBC. So that puts pretty much us at the world. Okay, so you folks that are listening to the radio, welcome aboard to another edition of Gotcha Racing, Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live, with your host, who am my host? I'm your host, Joe Britt, and let me kill my phone as far as don't need audio to come in. Okay, that's good, all right. Okay, so I got a lot of things on tap. This is a holiday weekend for some. It's the Easter weekend, and a lot of our Christians and Catholics are involved in that, and which is okay, and okay. So I'm going to give you what I have now. Let me back up and start what I should say. Okay, I always have to say this. My opening, okay? I come to you a humble man that is a reflection of God's grace and greatness, a humble man that is standing on shoulders of ancestors. Look alive, California. Wake up, San Bernardino. Stand up and be counted, Inland Empire, for this is your host, Joe Britt, coming to you live, coming to you loud, coming to you clear, and in living color from Studio B, broadcasting through NBC affiliate. So we are in the family of NBC, the news part of NBC. Okay, and what we do here on our site, what we do here at the Studio B, we try to bring you the latest coverage. We try to bring you the latest toys, the latest events that are going on in the local area, and bring it to you with a little bit of laughter, bring it to you with a little bit of seriousness, and it's for us to just have a good time on the air for 1 hour, okay? I try to give you as much as I possibly can. My team and I, we go out almost every other weekend now, since it's getting close to summer, and we do what we do best. You know, we interview, we talk to the up-and-coming superstars in the motorsports and motor industry, from motorcycles to cars to dragsters to 10,000 horsepower vehicles that are racing. We cover the NHRA, we cover NASCAR. Matter of fact, I like NASCAR. Believe it or not, I like NASCAR. Even though they say it's a Billy Bob sport, but I think it's kind of coming around a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of coming around a little bit. And when I first started going to NASCAR, after I got my credentials, which took a while, the guys were saying, man, you look like a fish out of water. Well, maybe so, but I'm here covering the news. And what do you got to say about that? You got nothing. Okay, so we're just having a good time. All right, so I got some digits here. What are digits? These are phone one phone line for you to, if you are so inclined to call into the show and talk to me and ask a question, or maybe give me some basic information about what's going on in your part of the world, because as you know, I'm like a one-legged man in a turd kicking contest, and we're trying to currently put as many correspondents throughout the United States and the world so I can get information from different parts of the world and give it to you. Here's that number, 888-909-1050. Let me repeat that, 888-909-1050. Okay. Now, we can be found, we who Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live can be found on, of course, on the internet, right? Let me do this phone, I thought I killed it. And where we can be found on Facebook under grtv.media. We can be found on Facebook again under Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live. Joe Britt, B-R-I-T-T, that's me. And we're on Instagram under GRTV and under J Britt, B-R-I-T-T. We can be found, what is that other? Twitter. We have a Twitter account. And that is under Gotcha Racing. So we can be found anywhere. So if you just want to find out about Gotcha Racing, just Google. Go to your account and just go to the Google search engine and just put Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live, and see what pops up. Should be a lot. Okay, we're kind of proud of that fact. We've been doing this a while, about 4 years now in the air. Gotcha Racing has been around. I developed it back in '04, and from my home track in Fontana. At the time, it was called California Speedway, Auto Speedway. Now it's called the AAA Auto Club Speedway. It all depends on your sponsors, and all depends on who's going to pick up that tab, and the name would change. But right now, it's the Big Auto Club, AAA Auto Clubs. The guys who are doing your insurance and doing all the tolls for folks across the country. So we got an account with them. So, but I guess my kids have used all the bonus tips up. I can't really tow any cars for us. So I'm gonna have to pull my trailer. I'm gonna have to pull my trailer home from the high desert. It's been in someone's backyard. They used it, never brought it back. I got to go get it and bring it here, so I can do towing on vehicles, my own personal towing. And if somebody gets stuck, they always call. And for the past 3 years, I haven't had a chance to help any of those folks out. So I'm going to have to just go and pick it up, because I don't think the person who has it will bring it back to me without me acting a complete butthole. All right, so no need to go through that. I'll just go pick it up, and I'll be ready to do some towing again for my family, and also for family and friends of Gotcha Racing. But it ain't free. Nothing's free in America, not even the air you breathe, folks. Okay, so let's go from there. All right, so man, we have been all over the place, and I didn't think I was going to be on the air today because of the holiday weekend. I thought I would be somewhere else. That didn't come through, and man, I've been so many places. So we've taken in, let's see, at our local track, we've done the Mario Andretti driving experience, okay, and that was on a Saturday afternoon, or was it a Friday? I think it was a Friday afternoon we went there, yeah, and did that. And we did some kart racing, meaning I didn't do it, but we did some filming of kart racing. And it looks like I'll be bringing a lot more of that to you, kart racing wise. And if I can manage to get one of these videos to pop up from the champion of about a month ago, kart racing. Now these karts are very quick. They're not just a regular, 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton motor on it. These things can do well over 80 miles an hour, and they are 1 inch off the ground. And the champion that I spoke with, I was following, that kart cost him $20,000. Okay, he's a professional, and he's itching to climb that ladder to one day be in a NASCAR or a full road racing vehicle. And I tell you, it's getting, my world is expanding as far as gotcha racing is concerned. A lot of people are calling us to come to different shows and their events. So it looks like, folks, we'll be putting a lot of programming together, and I'm hoping you can follow us. Looks like we'll be going to cable television pretty soon, and just bear with us, follow us, and we'll give you the ride of your life, okay? And, you know, it's all saying in gotcha racing is, hey, in gotcha racing, we put you in the driver's seat, and we're trying to compile as much information as we possibly can to give to you, the famous listeners of gotcha racing. So, a couple of Sundays ago, been really busy on Sundays. We were at the Benedict Canyon. Where is that doggone? Oh, it's over there. Benedict Canyon. And in Benedict Canyon, there is a castle in Benedict Canyon, and that's in Riverside. It's the high rent district of Riverside, where the homes are concerned. And it's a castle just been tucked away. Anyway, you know, I heard about this. It's a car show, okay? And the McGuire family, that's Barry and his wife, Barry McGuire, and his wife, not his wife, but his daughter, have been putting this charity event on for the past 6 years. And we heard about it. I heard about it about 3 years ago, and I just never got the time to get my butt over there and take in what they had to offer. Well, 3 or 4 Sundays ago, I was at their event, and it was a pretty good one. All the favorites were there. You had the Petersons Museum out of Beverly Hills. They had an ensemble of cars there. They had the Batmobile. They had the DeLorean that was there. And they had the Herbie. Volkswagen was there. Remember that old? Some of you guys, the kids don't know, but the older folks, Herbie the Volkswagen, that could jump and almost had a mind of his own. And that was a Disney character that they brought to life through a Volkswagen. So that was there. And they had, believe it or not, I saw 6 DeLoreans, and that was not bad. And on top of that, I saw 4 new GT40s, okay? The one that really looks futuristic, beautiful car. And then they had 1 or 2 older ones there with GT40s. This is Fords, which is mid-engine automobile. Not bad. Not a bad collection of cars. Met some guys that I knew, and I was on Facebook Live at the time, okay? And you can probably go to our Facebook account, which is Gotcha Racing TV, and maybe see that Facebook interaction I had with Bill Montgomery. He's been on our show before, but he has started a program to help inner city kids get into the automobile industry, and it was going okay. I mean, I spent more time with him on the air than I've ever done before. He had an organization back in the day that we used to travel all over the United States with him, with my camera and my team in tow, and they were called the All-Stars, the International All-Stars. So we had about 30 people working for him, and we would go from track to track, and we were his film link. So we would do the filming, we would edit it down, and then we would put it on our show, Gotcha Racing. So we did that for about 2 years or so, and it worked out. But you know, everything has to come to an end, and it did, and we were on to other and better things. But even though now he is reaching back and giving back to the urban kids, who some might say, they don't really need to do anything, but not true. There's a lot of smart individuals in the urban areas that if we just gave them a hand and a lift and a desire and paint a dream of hope for the inner city kids, they would do a lot better academically. They would be a lot better citizens in the world, and I think we need to do that. So I told him I would help him as best way I can, and the way that I help, guys like that are helping the community is running my mouth and showing what they have to offer as far as helping these kids. They're not undesirables, not at all. They're just kids, They are just straight out kids that don't know what's out there. They don't know there's a better life other than some rap stars, some basketball, or in that form of entertainment. Now, football, basketball, soccer, I call that a form of entertainment, and which it is. It's just a physical form of entertainment, which has been around for as long as man has been on this planet. We've always had some type of an outlet physically, throwing a ball through a hoop, throwing some sticks at each other, whatever. Has always been a sense of working and competing against each other. Always. That's the history of man. The Aztecs had it, the Africans had it, the Europeans had it, the Vikings even had it. The world has had it. So now that's a form of entertainment, and I am feeding some of the entertainment as far as the motorsports division to you, and hopefully we can get the kids to understand they can be more than a rapper or a entertainer as far as sports are concerned, and be the scientists, and be the designers, and be the CAD folks that will design the next cars on the future. So what else did we do? We were sponsors, co-sponsors of an event at the Pasadena Art Center weeks ago, and that was held in Pasadena Art Center. Now, they have a facility there, a training, it's a college, a training facility college, that are taking all this raw talent, that these kids, they come in with a blank slate. When they leave, they're designing automobiles, or they're designing manufacturing equipment, or they're designing buildings that could withstand earthquakes and monsoon and hurricanes. When I was designing the Stallion GT1 in 1999, I went to that school to find some designers, some kids that could help me out on my project. Now, I had the outside pretty much done, and I designed the outside, but I want interior done, and that's why I went to the art center and met some of the instructors. But the kids weren't biting. Those kids, they know they're paying that big tuition, and they want to get paid. And I can understand that. At the time, I didn't have a goo gab of money because all the money was invested into the Stallion. I thought I could probably squeeze through and offer them a couple of crumbs from the table and see if we can make it that way. Well, it didn't happen. Those kids are learning the monetary side of designing. So anyway, they called me, and I said, sure, I'll be a co-sponsor and help them out, and which I did, and it worked out okay. These kids are phenomenal, and I'm still trying to reach back. This time it's a paid position to help me with my second and third generation of the Stallion GT1, and I'm still looking for the interior, and I'm looking for helping for the outside design. Okay, the outside design for my next project, which is a Stallion GT1, and we're kind of happy about that. But it is what it is. We just have to take our time and do it right. And we're just gonna have just a great time with it. But I tell you, there's nothing free, and I know I'm gonna have to reach into the vault and get X amount of dollars in order to get this done. I understand that. So for those of you that are out there that have designing experience, we're looking for you. We will create the next supercar in the IE. And you know what? This particular car here, this is a Ford, right? No, this is a Chrysler. And I tell you, I have really, they didn't make this. This is just a prototype, and this is an older prototype, but man, it is gorgeous. Now, my Stallion is similar to this. Wide wheels, a wide body, 2 doors, fully loaded inside, instrument panel inside, the engine's in the rear, okay? And I'm going to use that. I have a V8 motor that I've had for years now. That it's a tune port motor, and what I'm going to do is, well, what I'm doing is rebuilding that particular motor, and I'm going to add some little tricks to it, beef up the add a high performance cam, put some better pistons in it, and if I can put a turbo on it, I will. If not, I'll just run it like it is, and then I made. The transmission that I have for that mid-engine design is out of a Porsche Carrera, okay? So now I'm turning to Dr. Frankenstein. So I'll add the V8 that I would modify. That would be pushing probably around 500 horses, maybe 560. And I'll mate it with a Porsche Transaxle 6-speed with an adapter plate so I can get all this together and make it work right. Now, I did that back in the day for a car called the Mullen M1, and I did that in my garage here at the studio, and we did that. Man, when was it? 2012. Yeah, by 2012, we did that for the Mullen Corporation. Now, that car, when we finished, it was featured on the Super Bowl of, I think it was 2012 or 2012. I think I finished it in 2011. But in 2012, one of those, it was featured from Microsoft, picked it up, and they used that as one of their designs for the future. And that was done, the remake of that particular car was done with these hands, okay? And the exhaust system I custom built for that M1. Now, after I spoke with the owner of the company, and I thought he was going to develop the car, but it takes money to do that. That particular car is now in Brazil. Some big shot guy bought it in Brazil. Tiny car, real tiny car, but cute. So I kind of I did a lot of modifications with that car, and then I painted it in the whole shot. So anyway. When it comes to cars, I know the structure of cars. When it comes to cars, I'm not a genius, but I tell you, I really enjoy what I do, and I enjoy putting every thought process in a car. I was on a radio show on some other show about a year ago, and the host asked me, "What do you like about cars?" And I responded by saying, "I like to see them naked." I said, "Well, what do you mean about that, naked?" I don't want to see a body on them. I don't. I prefer looking at an automobile in its primal stage, without a body, without a windshield. I want to see how everything is made. I want to see how your front suspension has been designed. I want to see how your shock process has been designed. I want to see how the motor has been designed and incorporated into the car. I want to see your electrical. I want to see this, mechanical. There's a lot of things that goes in a car, and you don't really appreciate it because there's a beautiful body on the outside. But what about all that on the inside that you don't see? And that's where I can see that all day. Now, in Long Beach Grand Prix about 2 years ago, they had a Corvette that somewhere here that I took a ton of pictures of, and this Corvette was completely naked. It had no clothes on, meaning that it had no body, and you can see the thought process and appreciate what Chevy did for that what is it, 2015, not 2015, 2017 autumn Corvette, beautifully done. Beautifully done. You can follow from A to B and just go back. If you're mechanically inclined and if you are an engineer, you can probably appreciate that. And even a novice, even a novice person, if he knows electronics and can see how they designed and why they designed this on that car in this particular manner. But nevertheless, we love what we do. So all that I'm incorporating into our new Stallion. My only problem is time. I'm trying to give this to you. I'm trying to develop the automobile. I've done a lot of drawings on it. I'm going to let some of the cats at the art center get to it, and we're going to make a go at the design, perfect it a little bit better. And what I got in my mind, what I put on paper, folks, is going to be off the chain. It's going to be off the chain. And I thought I got a lot of press on my first car, the Stallion. We were featured in a lot of different magazines. We're featured in a lot of different newspapers, but that's nothing. That is nothing. As long as God can give me the strength and keep my health up, I'm gonna show you what this area in Southern California has to offer as far as a small guy and a small team of individuals can put together and show the world what we can do in the Southern California area. Hey, it's the bottom of the hour, and looks like I'm going to have to go and get some water. So, Mr. Engineer, Mr. Joe Engineer, we had a lot of Joes here. Can you put us in a bed of commercials? And give me a chance to go and get water and get ready for the next segment. I think I got some videos for you I want to show you. Mr. Engineer says we're good. So let's continue with this show. Hey, folks, this is Joe Britt, coming to you live and strong from Studio B in Rialto, California. And we are at the NBC studio, and NBC family, serving our community. Joe, take it away. Folks, be right back. And put you in commercials for a little bit, pay some of these bills. Okay, we're right back.
Why are you listening to this radio station? Why? When you can host your own radio show. You're listening and you think you can do better? You have a message or a product you want everyone to know about. Host your own radio show. Team up with the area's best radio professionals and let them make you sound like you should be on NBC. KCAA NBC Radio, that is. KCAA produces more than 50 local programs each week on subjects ranging from business and sports to political talk, vegan diets, or even marijuana-related issues. We don't just broadcast on the radio, we broadcast to the world. Online, on TV, on social media, on Facebook. You'll be all over. Imagine what your friends will say. And KCAA reaches over 5 million people on 3 radio stations. Join the staff on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. NBC Radio. Jump on the KCAA Express. Call 909-793-1065. That's 909-793-1065 and get ready to transmit.
I've been telling you since January of 2018 the market was going to crash, and what was going to tip the market over is China and the global economy, that it was slowing. Now what are you hearing? Nobody ever talks about the bond market. I always talk about the bond market with my gang because we watch the bond market. This is how we get our returns. Give you an example. We bought in January Netflix. We also bought Nike. We bought Hess. And we bought Airlines, LUV. Those 4, we have an 18% return. Again, I'm not saying every gang member made 18%. I can't say that because I don't know when they get in or when they get out. I give them the instructions when to get in and when to add to their position, when to take profits, when to get out, when to run like hell. And if they follow that, then that was the returns we had on those 4 stocks.
Find out more at phyllisgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hey, folks, we are back. Let me get this off the screen here. Okay. This is Joe Britt, and we are back in the studio. We're just having a conversation with my engineer, and let's see if we can bring up a video of some sort. And he's going to have to tell me which one, because we didn't have time to collaborate this morning. He's on the run, I'm on the run, and nevertheless, we're still bringing a great show to you today. All right, so I was speaking about the our car, the Stallion. Okay, and all right, thanks, Joe. And a lot of things are happening with the Stallion, and I just need more time. If you guys want to participate in helping us build the Stallion and have your name on it somehow, contact me at grtv.media@gmail.com. So that's grtv.media@gmail.com. Okay. And I would, there's no pay in this, okay? I'm just going to tell you right now, there's no pay in this. So if you just want to help, have your name associated with the car, then reach out and touch me at grtv.media@gmail.com. Now, for those of you that have a car show that you'd like for us on our tent and our team to come out and visit and get information from your show, it would be the same, grtv.media@gmail.com, and we will come out and do a presentation for you. We'll come out and do your event live if it's on a Saturday, and if it's I guess it could be anywhere in the United States, actually. Yeah, it could be. Some of the places we were at, I was at last Sunday or the Sunday before last. It's so many events. I was at the Angel Stadium for the Fabulous Ford event, and the previous year we were there, and it was at Buena Park in Knoxbury Farm. Anyway, it got larger. They had over 800 cars, and we were doing, I call it guerrilla marketing, where I just would walk on the scene with my camera and my mic, and I just started talking to people, and that's exactly what we did. It turned out very, very well. I think next week I'll have some video and edited out and the whole shot ready for you to listen. Really nice. We were asked at that particular venue by some Thunderbird folks to become give a presentation in one of their meetings, because I guess of my vast knowledge of cars. I've had three Thunderbirds, 64s, and those are the ones that the steering wheel, when it's in park position, it goes to the right. Okay, that means that since you're exiting the car on the left, you got plenty of room to get your big butt out. But I didn't design that. They did. It's excellent. So I kind of lean toward the when it comes to Thunderbird, the 64s. The 65s are good also. It's just a couple of body lines, a couple of body ornaments on the 65, which I don't really care for. And then the sequential lighting in the back, and you know how it goes boom, 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 just like the, is it the Mustangs? Yeah. It's too much trouble to get those repaired, and unless someone comes up with a nice kit, and I don't have the time to design something like that, I kind of stick with the 64s, which is just one big flash, one big flash at a time, which is cool. And that 64 with the skirts on it, I've had 3 of them, and I'm looking for another. I think I found a 65, but I kind of don't, just because of just a couple of ornament features on it, kind of tend away from it. I'm looking for a 64. But if I can't find one at a reasonable price, I think I just might be settled with another 64 this time. I think I'll keep them because those cars are getting very rare, kind of hard to find. So the group that I was talking with at the Fabulous Fords, let's see, I talked with a couple of people actually. I talked with a guy that I interviewed that had a
at Edsel. Okay, and I talked with someone who had a 1914 pickup, and that video you got to see it, and the interaction between he and I you got to see. And I spoke with a guy that had a 1934 pickup truck, which is totally cool. We had some good interviews that day. Now I'll bring them to you. I'll bring them to you next week. I think I will start and give them to you so you can hear the interaction. Had a good time. So getting back to the Thunderbirds, they were called the baby birds. Why they call the baby birds? Because in 1955, 56, and 57, they had the smaller Thunderbirds. If you guys can remember those are short ones, okay? And some had the V8 motors on them, big motors. And at the time, they were kind of racing the Fords, the Thunderbirds, until they figured, well, we want to keep these on the luxury side, all right? And a lot of them, not a lot, but some had the Continental kits in the rear on the early models, and on the 57s, they put the kit in, let's see, they put the trunk, they put the, hold on a minute, they put the tire in the trunk, so they had to extend the back of the trunk about 6 to 8 inches. But, you know, you'd have to be really an enthusiast of that particular strain of vehicles to even notice the difference, because I didn't even notice the difference. I didn't know there was a difference between the two. And I got schooled. Well, I don't mind getting schooled, because as long as I can learn something every day, I'm good. So let's see if we can put on. Now, Joe, you said something. I'm talking to the engineer, folks. You said there's a weird car, and I'm wondering what the weird car interview that could be. Anyway, folks, let's see what Joe has up his sleeve as far as something that we have pre-recorded and went out and had some fun with. Hey, Joe, let's run that. The weird car. See what it's all about.
Okay, folks. So we're still at the Mazda. I'm going to give you a roundabout of their race car. Okay, and then we'll talk to the PR guy for Mazda for this particular race division.
So while Joe is getting that,
isn't that great looking?
Facebook.
Isn't that great looking?
Retrieving that information. We're looking for sponsors. Here we go.
Let's go around the back way and see what's up.
When you go through a corner and you do it just right.
It's that pure feel of freedom, being one with you and this machine. To me, there's no better feeling in the world.
Racing is an escape. When you buckle in and the green flag falls, there is no race.
You know, folks, as you can see, there a lot of thought process went into this particular race car. The aerodynamics, how they're feeding cold air, fresh cold air on the top to the motor in the rear because it's a mid-engine, fiberglass, and gumball tires. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to turn this around. We'll talk to the PR, one of the PR guys for Mazda for the racing division.
I'm Jade Girth.
Mr. Girth, how are you?
I'm very good, Joe. How's it going?
You know what? I'm alive. I'm running my mouth.
There you go.
And believe me or not, I'm getting paid for it. Isn't that crazy?
Man, it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better.
Okay. So, tell me about this particular race car.
All right. So what you're seeing is what's technically the Mazda RT24P, which stands for prototype. This is a prototype race car, which races here in North America with the IMSA WeatherTech Championship Series. So as a manufacturer, Mazda will race in that category against the likes of Acura with Team Penske, Cadillac, who were the champions last season. We've got Nissan and a lot of other manufacturers that are involved in that series. So for Mazda, it's a chance for us to compete on a very major stage against some of the other auto manufacturers that we compete with in the automotive market.
So what type of features, race car, I mean, I don't want you to give away the whole house,
okay, all
but
right.
That's incorporated in this particular car that's going to make it zoom and go quick.
Well, first of all, the thing that is most evident here is the aerodynamics. The design team that actually designed the Mazda MX-5, or the latest edition of Miata, are the same designers that designed this race car. You'll see some attributes in the grille or in the way the shapes and the lines come together that look pretty much just like the Mazdas that you can buy in the showroom floor. So we wanted to involve our designers to design something that looks beautiful, that is fast and efficient, and that a Mazda owner can look at that on the racetrack and realize the connection to the vehicle that they may drive every day.
So, without the logo that says Mazda on it, you think people are going to actually look at this and say that's a Mazda vehicle?
It's a little more sleek than most, but if you notice the grille from your angle, it might be kind of hard to see, but it's basically the same shape, uses a lot of the same aerodynamic theories and what we call proto design, which is a design language that has defined the look of Mazda vehicles the last several years, and so it shares a lot of those similarities. Now we have to work within very specific rules. So there are a lot of elements that we have to make compromises for the rules, but those are primarily for safety. And so within that context, this is what we think is about as beautiful of a car as you can get.
Jade, tell me something. I'm looking at this, the front scoop there. Yes. You have to tell me, what guy stayed up late at night thinking about this?
That is the work of some very smart aerodynamicists. What you can't see is what's underneath that. This car generates thousands of pounds of downforce, and a lot of it comes from underneath the car, the shape of the car. So that is basically the entryway for all of that air to go under the car. The driver sits in kind of a reclined position, and their feet are up and out of that air scoop or that tunnel effect underneath the race car. So it's designed to run low to the ground, the lower the better, and that's what helps create the very high downforce, incredible cornering speeds that you kind of have to see to believe how fast these things can turn left or right.
Now here's a crazy question.
Okay, I'm ready.
At this particular car, if I'm doing 100 miles an hour, and I go over a manhole cover, will it suck it up because of the downforce?
Probably a little over 100, but that is an issue. We do race in street circuits. Long Beach here in Southern California is an example. They will weld those manhole covers down because of the ground effects. And also you can see how wide and sticky these tires are. And they anything that's loose on the surface, they'll try to pick up. So yeah, that's always a concern when you're on a circuit that runs on city streets.
So, one last question, because I know you're busy, and there's a ton of people just itching to get you on camera.
Yes, a long time.
Where's this thing going to be racing at?
The first race is going to be in Daytona, the 24 Hours of Daytona in late January. Then we'll go to the 12 Hours of Sebring in March. We'll be here in the Southern California area at the Long Beach Grand Prix. We'll also race at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. That's in September. We race at Mid-Ohio, Road America, Watkins Glen, all the great American road circuits. And then the season closes in October at what's called Petit Le Mans, which is at Road Atlanta, north of Atlanta, Georgia. So we race all over North America. We have a big event outside of Toronto in Canada. So wherever they may live, if they're in North America, there's probably a race near them.
Okay. So for those of our fans that want to keep an eye on this particular prototype, you have a website that they can probably go to and keep up on it?
Absolutely. MazdaMotorsports.com. It's that easy. A lot of our racers use that. You can also order Mazda parts and all kinds of things, but it also includes all of our race updates and our racing news, so MazdaMotorsports.com.
So give us the name of this Mazda again.
It's the Mazda RT24P. The P is for prototype. 24 is 2-liter 4-cylinder, and the RT, that's a long story, but anyway, the Mazda RT24P.
So now after it starts racing, you're going to drop that P?
No, it'll remain a prototype, but then that's the category that it races in, and so that's why it has that digit added, the P for prototype. But it's part of our naming system for Mazdas throughout the years. So that's where the name came from.
So that's part of the heritage?
It is, definitely. We've been prototype racing for many years. Mazda is still the only Asian manufacturer to have won the overall race at Le Mans 24 Hours. That was in '91 with a Mazda prototype at that time, which ran a rotary engine, which we don't race anymore. But it's just part of the heritage of Mazda.
Well, you know, in Puerto Rico, they are using that rotary engine big time.
There are still so many rotary fans out there. A lot of interest. Mazda still has engineers in Japan that are working on the rotary technology. It is not currently available in the vehicles, but there are a lot of smart people, a lot of engineers still working on applications for that in the future.
I do want to compliment you guys. That was a hell of a motor. That rotary it was a hell of it was before its time.
It was, and we have people that still talk about how loud it was and that it just created that scream that is hard to replicate, and so it's something we're very proud of, and like you say, part of the heritage, part of the history of Mazda that has kind of built and led to something like this car. But we're very proud of the rotary and the sort of the place in history Mazda has for utilizing it, unlike any other manufacturer.
But you know something, man? I want to thank you for your $2 tour.
All right, thanks. Yeah, well, we can give it for free, so I owe you a refund probably. But thank you. We appreciate it.
Hey, guys, he got jokes, huh? This guy got jokes. But nevertheless, we're still at Mazda, and we'll be walking around looking at the other manufacturers. But this caught my eye, and my good buddy Dean Chase told me to get my behind over here. So,
That's good.
I'm over here, and we're doing what we're doing. Running our mouths, getting paid for it. Hey, this is Joe Britt coming live from the LA Auto Show. I'm at the Mazda division here inside the LA Convention Center, and we're going to look at one more Mazda, and then we'll be perusing the area here looking for some other cars to talk to you about. Okay, Joe Britt coming to you live. We're going to walk away from this guy because he has other people to talk to, and we're going to show you some other Mazdas. So hang tight. Be right back.
Okay, so folks, that's how we do it. We'll go out and get information and bring it to you. Hopefully you enjoyed that particular video. But that's one of the things to talk to you about. For those of you, I'll say it again, for those of you who want to call into the studio, it's 909-792-5222. 909-792-5222. Okay? And I am your host, Joe Britt, coming to you live and in living color in Studio B. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are expanding, okay? As we have to do what money say do. And a lot of you guys have heard me say that. You don't put yourself out on the limb. You don't go out and spend extravagantly. You buy what is needed for you to go to the next level. Now, that could be for anyone. That could be for a homeowner. That could be for college kids. That could be for pretty much anyone out there that understand money, okay? Then understand that you don't need to buy the stuff you don't need. You buy the stuff that's going to work for you to get you to the next platform. All right, so here at Gotcha Racing, what we're doing, we're investing, and we're always investing in ourselves. We just got back from the NAB show, which is the National Association of Broadcasters. It was held in Las Vegas last week, and we were there for 7 days, and we bought equipment of what we needed, not what we want, but what we needed in order to go to the next level. So we are going to buy a unit called the Sling TV, and what that is it's a device where, and I've been itching to get this, itching and just waiting for the price to come down. What it is, it's a device that we can put on a track and have multiple cameras come into our studio, into our mobile studio, which we have. And it will allow for me to have 10 connections, but I can only have 4 live cameras, okay? 4 feeds to come in. kind of happy about that because we've been looking, and the price was just years ago. It was just astronomical because we are not a big fly on an elephant's butt. We're just a small company trying to get paid and trying to do what we can do to give you, the listeners and the viewers of Gotcha Racing TV, Gotcha Racing Live, a better experience. So we're going to try this. We're going to put it on a local track of ours, and we will bring to you road racing. Well, we'll do karts first, and let's break the ice with the kart guys, professional kart runners, and we're going to design it, our platform, just like it's, for you older guys, it'd be like the Wild World of Sports, but for the you younger guys, it'd be like the Speed TV, which we were affiliated with at one time, and now they're no longer in the air. We're going to bring it a professional race style to you with all the bells and whistles, and so we have been working for this and saving every last penny we do have and selling cars and doing this because we are not funded by major corporation. We're funded just by us here inside of this studio, which is Gotcha Racing. It'd be nice to have a someone who can put up $20,000 or $5,000, but you know, we don't go out begging, and we hate to, or I hate to get something that I have to worry about every doggone month in order to pay. Money's kind of tight out there. Really, it is tight out there, and we don't really want to be beholden to anybody and stressed to the point of where we can't put on a good presentation or put on a great show for the listeners because we're so worried about paying back X amount of dollars. We're looking for investors, but you have to know, I tell you, we're trying to put the best thing forward, and once we go cable, yeah, everyone can get paid greatly, and that's what we're shooting for. But anyway, we're Sling TV. We're kind of happy about it. We saw it. What did we see this about a year ago, and now they have perfected their skill, and we are ready to buy and ready to bring a full-fledged race to you from start to finish. And we're kind of happy about that. As long as we can get the clearances from the folks we're set up, and our relationships that we've developed over the past 10 years, we will see what's going to happen and bring this to you. So live and direct from a major racetrack in Southern California, we will do that. We will bring it to you live and in living color. Kind of happy about that. Okay. And it's almost at the top of the hour. Hey, folks, so this is a holiday weekend, and you know how people get kind of nuts? Everybody wants to drink too much, party too much, and just overdo things. Well, let me tell you something. I'm asking you not to do this, okay? If you're going to drink, you do it at home, you know? And don't get in your car, and so you don't mess up your life and someone else's life. Oh, so I'm pleading to you not to do this, all right? So what I saw the other day was, and I saw this twice in Rialto, I'm going north on Pepper to the 210 freeway, okay? There's a new off-ramp. It's been about 2 years old now. There must have been 60 guys, thank you. There must have been 60 guys that were on mopeds, razors, motorcycles, dirt bikes, who just didn't give a rat's butt about what they were doing, and they were heading south on Pepper. They held up the cars. They were doing wheelies. They were doing donuts in the middle of the street, and then they had folks in the cars filming them with their iPhones, and they would, they had their flags up in the air. It was just a mess, man. I mean, it was a complete mess. I sat there and I looked at them in astonishment. I couldn't believe what they were doing. They just didn't. They had no regard for people, regular folks trying to get home. They didn't care. Now these are young guys, you know. I just couldn't do it. It pissed me off, man. That's what it did. It really pissed me off for these guys to do this in front of the citizens and should be somewhere on a track or something. Hey, it's retarded. So I'm surprised the cops didn't come down and shut the whole thing down. But anyway, hey, folks, this is Joe Britt. Happy Easter. Okay? Stay alive. Try not to drink too much. We will be, if God willing, we'll be back next Saturday showing what we have, showing what we do. An onslaught of videos and onslaught of communication interviews that we have done in the past, and we're going to bring it out to you live and fresh here at Gotcha Racing in Rialto, California, from Studio B. Until then, you guys take care, have a good one, and stay safe.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
Got a good one on the hardwood in Brooklyn at Barclays. I'm Pete Fox. It is Game 4, Sixers